Hello students and welcome to first lecture of financial management. Today we are going to discuss very first topic of unit 1. Our topic of discussion in today's lecture will be Introduction to Financial Management. In today's lecture we are going to cover the following topics of unit 1: concept of financial management, then finance function. The next one is scope of financial management, objectives of financial management, and profit versus wealth maximization. Here are the objectives of today's lecture. The first one is to develop the conceptual understanding of financial management as a function of management. The second one is to familiarize students with scope and objectives of financial management. The third one is to apply the acquired knowledge in real life situation. And I hope that by the end of this lecture, we will be able to cover these objectives. So let's start with what is financial management. We will be understanding the concept of financial management with the help of a small video. Financial management is the application of management principles to manage the financial resources of a business. It includes controlling, directing, planning, and organizing the financial activities. For example, it deals with financial activities like procurement of funds and their effective utilization. It deals with procurement, allocation, and controlling of financial resources of an enterprise, or we can say a business house. Now, the primary objective of financial management. We will talk about the primary objective of financial management. It is to ensure the maximum return for the investment of the shareholders. So, it deals with the objectives like continuous and substantial inflow of funds to the concern, or we can say to the business house. Now, the second objective is to ensure that efficient returns are provided to the shareholders or the stakeholders of the business house. The third one is optimum utilization of funds through their proper use, and the cost should be least, or we can say with the least cost. Now, let's talk about the elements of financial management. The following three key elements in the process of financial management are: the first one is financial planning. It means funds should be available to business all the time whenever the business needed funds. In short run, funds are needed to invest in stock and equipment and credit sales and for salary and wages. In long run, to expand the business operation and to fund the acquisition, a business needs funds. Now, the second element of financial management is financial control. It is key element that help the business to make the objectives. It deals with the efficient utilization of resources, securing the business assets or the resources, and management act in accordance with the business resources. It is a duty of manager to deal with shareholders and to ensure that shareholders' wealth should be increased every time. Now, the third element of financial management is financial decision making. It deals with the investment, financing, and dividend which are paid to shareholders, and analyzing the dividend so that a management person can identify that how much dividend should be given to shareholders. Business take loan from banks and issue new share and getting goods from supplier on credit. By this, the financial decision making is done in accordance with financial management of a business enterprise. Now, when business earn profits, financial decisions should be taken to ensure that profit should be retained in the business or it should be distributed to shareholders as dividend. Dividend should be optimally decided. If high dividends are given to shareholders, the business may run in lack of funds, and if no dividends are given to shareholders, then market value of firm will decrease. Now, I hope you all can define what is financial management by end of this slide. Here we have the definitions of financial management given by various authors. The first one is given by Howard and Upton, that financial management should be considered as an application of general managerial principles to the area of financial decision making. The second one is given by Phillips. It is financial management is concerned with the managerial decisions that results in the acquisition and financing of short and long-term credits for the organizations. The third definition is given by Massey. Here, the financial management is the operational activity of a business that is responsible for obtaining and effectively utilizing the funds necessary for efficient business operations. Every definition is including some features of financial management. In first definition, which is given by Howard and Upton, it is given that as an application of general managerial principle to the area of financial decision making. That is, financial management is considered as application of some rules to the area of financial management. And in second definition, which is given by Phillips, the feature we can identify here from financial management definition is that funds can be acquired and financed from short-term and long-term credit of the organization. The third definition, which is given by Massey, highlight the feature that financial management is responsible for obtaining and effectively utilizing the funds necessary for efficient business operations. So all three definition gives some features of financial management. Only one definition cannot define the concept of financial management. That is why I have included three definitions given by various authors according to their opinion regarding financial management. So this is how we can define financial management. Now let's talk about finance as a function of financial management. Finance refers to arrangement of money at the time when it is required by business organization. Finance function involves the acquiring and utilization of funds necessary for efficient business operations. Finance is the lifeblood of every organization. Without finance, the things in business organization would not run smoothly. As blood is required for human body, finance is required for business organization. As without blood, a human body cannot work. In the same sense, without finance, the work of business organization cannot run smoothly. Now, the question arises that from where a business organization can arrange finance. So, a business organization can arrange finance from three types of source of finance, and these three types of source of finance are: first one is long-term finance, second one is short-term finance, and the third one is medium-term finance. Now, let's talk about these source of finance in detail. Source of finance can also be divided on the basis of time and ownership. On the basis of time, these can be of short-term source of finance and long-term source of finance. And on the basis of ownership, these can be owners fund and borrowed funds. But we have to focus especially on the long-term source of finance, short-term source of finance, and medium-term source of finance. So the first one is long-term finance. In long-term finance, amount of funds required by business for more than 5 years will be considered as long-term finance. That is, when business organization need funds for more than 5 years and they acquire it through any way, then it will be treated as long-term source of finance. The example of long-term source of finance can be proprietors fund, or we also call it owner's fund. The second one is borrowed capital. If we talk about owner's capital, it can be acquired by issue of shares, that is, equity shares can be issued to acquire owner's capital. The second one is retention of profit, that is, retaining of business profit within the business. And the borrowed capital include issue of debentures, loans from financial institutions, public deposits, lease financing, and foreign investment. So this was all about long-term source of finance. The second one is short-term source of finance. When funds are required for a period less than 1 year by business enterprise, it is treated as short-term finance. That is, when a business organization needs funds for a less than 1 year, then the sources from where the business will acquire the funds will be treated as short-term source of finance. The example of short-term source of finance are trade credit, factoring, bank credit. Bank credit also include loans, overdraft facility, discounting of bills, etc. Then other short-term source of finance are factoring services, the customer advances, and the commercial papers. These also comes under the short-term source of finance. Now let's talk about medium-term source of finance. Amount of funds required by business for less than 5 years but more than 1 year comes under the medium-term source of finance. That is, when a business organization need fund for more than 1 year but less than 5 years, then the funds acquired through these ways will be treated as medium-term source of finance. The example of medium-term sources of finance are loans from banks, lease financing, borrowing from commercial banks, public deposits, and loan from financial institution. Now, what is lease financing? Lease financing is a contractual agreement between the owner of the asset and the user of the asset, that is, the lessor and the lessee, where owner permit the user to use asset on the payment of lease rent for a specified period of time. So these were the type of source of finance from where a business can acquire finance. That is, long-term source of finance, short-term source of finance, and the medium-term source of finances. Now let's talk about the scope of financial management. Four types of decisions are there which comes under the scope of financial management, and these we call major scope of financial management. The first one is investment decision. Under investment decisions, risk is evaluated, cost of capital is measured, and profits are estimated from a given project. Two major components of investment decisions are there. The first one is capital budgeting and the second one is liquidity. If we talk about capital budgeting, it is concerned with the allocation of funds in fixed assets and the benefit of which is to be achieved in future. The capital budgeting also involves decisions with respect to replacement and renovation of old assets. Now, the second scope of financial management is financing decisions. It is concerned with financing mix or financial structure of the firm. The finance manager must develop the best finance mix or optimum capital structure for the enterprise so as to maximize the long-term market price of share of the company. The third scope of financial management is Dividend decision. In order to achieve the wealth maximization objective, an appropriate dividend policy must be developed by the finance manager. Finance manager has to decide whether to distribute all the profits in the firm in form of dividend to shareholders or to distribute a part of profit to the shareholder and retain the balance profit in the business. This can be considered by considering investment opportunities available in the market. The fourth scope of financial management is working capital decisions. It is related to the investment in the current assets and current liabilities. Current assets are those which can be considered into cash within 1 year of time period, and example of current assets are cash, debtor, and short-term securities or investment. The current liabilities are those liabilities which are likely to mature in 1 year time period. So these were the four major scope of financial management. Beside these four major scope of financial management, we have some other scope of financial management. These are: the first one is estimating financial requirement, that is how much finance a business organization need in one accounting period. The second one is deciding capital structure, that is how much proportion of debt and equity a firm need. The third scope is selecting source of finance, that is from which source of finance a firm can obtain funds. The fourth one is selecting pattern of investment. The fifth one is cash management. The next one is profit management of firm. The next is ensuring liquidity. The next is meeting statutory requirement, that is rule and regulation decided by business organization and government. The last one is generation and mobilization of resources within an organization. So these were the scope of financial management. Now let's discuss about the objectives of financial management. Here in this slide I have given you 7 objectives of financial management. The two topmost, that is profit maximization and wealth maximization, are main objectives of financial management. Beside these two, we also have some other objectives of financial management. So let's discuss about all in detail. The first one is profit maximization. Profit is lifeblood of every enterprise. Every one of them need profits because nothing can be done in the absence of profit. So those activities should be opted by organization which will enhance the profit of them. The second objective of financial management is wealth maximization. One of the main objectives of financial management is to maximize shareholders' wealth, for which achievement of optimum capital structure and proper utilization of fund is very necessary. It is totally different from profit maximization. Wealth maximization is more holistic approach aimed at the overall growth of the organization. The third objective is to ensure availability of funds. The sound financial condition of business is a must for any business to survive. The availability of funds at the proper time of need is an important objective of business. The organization will not be able to function without funds, so they need to arrange funds on time. The fourth objective is to attain optimum capital structure. To maintain the optimum capital structure, a condition, or we can say a perfect combination of debentures and share, is required. The organization will not want to give away too much equity and also control of cost of capital. There should be a proper balance between debt and equity. The next objective is effective utilization of funds. Business organization not only needs a large number of funds but also skills to handle such large funds. To cut down unnecessary cost and to save funds from wasting in useless asset is crucial for business. An example of such misuse of funds would be investing in extra raw material in quantities which is not required by the business organization. The next objective is Proper coordination. There should be proper coordination between various departments such as marketing, production, financing, etc. so that unnecessary cost can be cut down and profits can be increased. The last but not the least is lowers cost of capital. Finance manager should opt for a financial structure which is viable for business enterprise so that cost can be cut down. So these were the objectives of financial management. Next topic is profit versus wealth maximization. We all know that profit maximization and wealth maximization both are the main objective of financial management. Now we have to differentiate between them. Why? Because these two are very different in nature. So I have given you 6 points of differentiation between profit maximization and wealth maximization. So let's discuss all the points one by one. The first one is under profit maximization. A business being an economic institution must earn profits to cover its cost. So it is duty of every business enterprise to earn profit so that it can cover its cost within time. So it is basically the meaning of profit maximization. While in wealth maximization, what is the meaning of wealth maximization? It refers maximizing shareholders' total or overall wealth. That is, it increase or enhance the shareholders' total or overall wealth. That is, it increase the share price in the market. That is how it enhance the wealth of the shareholder. Now, what is the second point of difference between them? The second is the profit maximization is the traditional method, and while the wealth maximization, it is a modern concept. The third point of differentiation between them is under profit maximization, we ignore time value of money. That is, we don't consider time value of money. The topic of time value of money, I will be discussing that in next lecture. So in this lecture, we just have to remember that in profit maximization, we ignore the time value of money. While in wealth maximization, this objective consider time value of money. The fourth point of difference between profit maximization and wealth maximization, that is, in profit maximization, these objectives help in the process of how to collect profit. That is, it tells us that by performing which activities we can achieve profits, we can enhance our profit. While what is in wealth maximization, to get the objective of wealth maximization, all efforts must be put in for maximizing current present value. That is, we focus on increase the market price of the share. The next point of difference is under profit maximization, it enables business to face increases or adverse government policy, etc. That is, whenever the business is in crisis or the adverse government rules or regulation are imposed on the business enterprise by the government, so in those situations, the business can take help of the profit which is earned by the business in advance. While under wealth maximization, by maximizing stockholders' wealth, the firm can operate consistently toward maximizing the stockholders' utility. That is, basically under wealth maximization, the business firm focus upon increasing the market price of the share. The last but not the least point of difference between both is, that is, under profit maximization, this objective implies smooth running of business and it can be for short or long run. That is, if business is having some profits, it will help business to running smooth in both the short run and the long run. While what is considered in wealth maximization, the wealth maximization objective implies long-term survival and growth of the firm. Why? Because here in the wealth maximization, we focus upon increasing the market price of the shares. That is why we considered it as long-term survival and growth of the firm. So I hope you all are now clear that what is the difference between profit maximization and wealth maximization. Now, let's conclude what we have discussed in today's lecture. We have discussed about the concept of financial management. Financial management is the operational activity of every business that is responsible for obtaining and effectively utilizing funds needed for efficient business operations. That is, financial management basically tells a business, that is, how can we obtain fund or procure funds, and beside this it also tells us that how to utilizing those funds which we have obtained. Beside the concept of financial management, we have also discussed about the various sources of finance from where a business can obtain those finance. So basically we have discussed about three type of source of finances from where a business can procure funds, and these were long-term sources of finance, medium-term sources of finance, and short-term sources of finance. Beside these, we have also discussed about scope of financial management. So in scope of financial management, we have discussed many, but the four main scope of financial management which we have to remember were investment decisions, financing decisions, dividend decisions, and working capital decisions. In dividend decisions, we identify that the profit which we have earned from business, we will retain them in our business, or we will distribute these profit to the shareholder as in form of dividend. We have also discussed about the objectives of financial management. The main objectives were profit maximization and wealth maximization. Beside these two, we have also discussed other objectives of financial management. So we can identify that the main function of financial management which help in harmonizing individual motives and enterprise goals are profit maximization and wealth maximization. Beside this, we have also discussed about the difference between profit maximization and wealth maximization. So this was all about the financial management. Here, I have given you some practice questions which will help you in self-evaluation. That is, you will get to know how much you got from this lecture. So the questions are, first one is, what do you understand by financial management? In this, you basically have to discuss the concept of financial management which we have discussed in this lecture. And also, you have to discuss four major scope of financial management. The second question which you have to give answer is, differentiate between profit maximization and wealth maximization in context of financial management. So profit maximization and wealth maximization both are the main objectives of financial management. So you have to differentiate between them. So I hope you will be able to answer these questions. Here is the list of references which I used in preparation of this lecture. You can go through these links if you want to go in more details. Now I would like to wind up the session. Thank you.